Today, we'll be making over my client's dresser set. I'll take you through all the steps from scuff sanding to filling with Bondo, priming, and of course, painting. So stick around to see how it turns out. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we've got these 3 small dressers, end tables, big nightstands, I don't know, whatever you want to call these. I will give you a better look in a second, but these have been sitting in storage for like 4 months, so I'm really excited to get started on these and get it out of the way. So first things first, I'm just getting them onto the tarp so we can start showing you around. So it's these pieces here. They are a little dated, a little orange, but they're in super good condition and we're gonna get them looking as good as possible. So I think this one here with the missing finish is actually supposed to be underneath the table with the one with no bottom trim, the one on the right here. They can be separated obviously, but that's just how my client used them. So this is an amazing tool for when you need to remove a lot of screws. There's no way I could have just done that by hand that fast. I'm just separating them into a little baggie. That way I can tell which hardware belongs to which dresser. So I am gonna end up filling all of these hardware holes because my client is doing a huge renovation at her house, so we were able to reuse her old cabinet knobs for these guys here. Right now, I did end up moving it inside, as you can see. It's just getting way too rainy out there. So I'm cleaning everything off here with some Dawn and my brush attachment just to get everything really clean before wiping off the suds. So next I'm just going in with my orbital sander with a 180 grit just to level everything out and then also to kind of remove the top layer of finish so then my primer will stick really well to my piece. And for the curves, I'm using a flexible sponge sanding pad thing just to get into all these contours. So I'm going to be using Bondo now just to fill the holes. I like using Bondo for like filling holes and making corners, basically anything that needs to be really strong. So you open up the can, it's going to look something like this. Give it a good mix. Grab like a little glob. So it's going to come with this cream hardener, which this stuff isn't going to set until you add this in. But once you do, it's going to set really fast on you. So you have to make sure that you work pretty quickly. And now you've got your Bondo. So it should look something like this when you're done. So it's been about 20 minutes and this stuff feels pretty hard, so I think I can go ahead and sand it all down. Stack it. And I did take off the escutcheons off of this piece because my client didn't like them. Also, we are ready to prime. I'm going to be going in with Kilz. It's going to be really good for all these bare wood spots because it's going to cover up any bleed through that I might have. And I usually don't paint the back of my pieces, but since this one was nice and finished rather than hardboard, we decided to. And when my can is getting low, I like to reach for this trigger attachment, and that lets me get every last drop. No wasting product here. And it was getting too dark, but after the primer had dried, we did do some filling on some imperfections that we didn't see before. So yeah, I'm blowing everything off, but you do still have to wipe it down because it doesn't get everything, even though I wish it did. So now, Kendall's prepping the paint for the gun by first straining the paint and then diluting it with some water. It looks white on camera, but when you see it against the white primer, it's got really nice creamy yellow undertones. It did start raining on us again right as I started spraying, so we really hustled to put it back inside, but it is the first coat, so it's not that big of a deal. And this paint has got such good coverage. See how it just covers up all that spot putty in one coat? Okay, so here you can really start to see the color. So this type of color, this creamy off-white kind of tone, seems to be really popular in my area because it's not too stark or cool toned while still being white at first glance. So we did end up filling more after as well, because just when you think you've got them all, new ones pop up, and so we did a second coat to cover it up. We actually ended up doing 3 coats because I think the same thing happened again. Okay, so it is the next day, and that means it's time for poly. It's getting super dark out really fast here for us, and things are drying so much slower for us in the cold weather, but we did manage to find this little strip of sunlight to work in. I know it's been a lot of spraying, but we are done after this, and all that's left to do is hardware. So we did end up spraying her hinges silver just to match the hardware that she had given us. So we're just giving that a couple coats of this nice silver paint. And we try to be as accurate as possible when measuring out hardware, especially with a client piece, because if your hardware is off by even a little bit, even if you have the best paint job, it could throw the whole thing off. And we love to use a metal speed square because it's super precise, but we did have to be really careful not to scratch our paint job since the edges are really sharp. And punching a small divot is also really helpful to make sure that your drill doesn't slip. So we are all done now, but I just want to remind you how we started. They were dated, they were orange, there was that one top that didn't even have a finish on it. But after some hard work, we were able to get them looking nice and new again. So that's all from me today. Thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe if you liked this video, and I will see you in the next one.